Well, welcome back everybody. This is going to be the final installation of this fuse crutch. Wrap up Labor Day weekend. And I did a little work off camera, but not much. All I'm doing now is putting in the final furrings, longerons. They go top and bottom. I'm using 4-pound wood. I found a piece of 4-pound wood that I had in my collection. So I'm pretty happy about that. I stripped it down. You want to make sure that that all these, I'll move the camera here in a second as soon as I get this tacked down. We're going to build the bulkheads for this the easy way. Looks like it's in the right spot. Because this is an airplane out of my head, there's no plans or anything like that for this. I can basically do this any way I want to. What I had was these bulkheads here. I got some nice holes in it. But the problem is, using them this way, I can't lay it upside down on the table. So this says it's F5. F5 would be about the middle of the fuselage on a normal airplane, because this is F1, F2, F3, F4. It would be approximately right here. And it won't fit there. Matter of fact, it won't fit anywhere. What do we got going wrong here? Let's see here. I don't know what those noises were. Well, we'll just go ahead and make our own bulkheads anyway. It wouldn't fit anywhere along here. So these are no good anyhow. Anyway, I'm gonna cut the tail. Hey, Mike. I got a call from Holly today, Rusty's wife, and she explained everything to me. She might be on Hangout tonight if Charles does one. She wanted to know what the name of it was. They're doing an obituary for him. It's such a shame because he was a nice guy. Okay. Make sure all your cuts are, all your fits are right. I'm putting in a double tail post. We're going to sand the double tail post to a taper, pull it together, put it on the straight line here, and then build the bulkheads from there. Now I have a rudder that's the wrong shape that I had already made up, and it's fairly light. It's 10 grams. So I cut the tail post to that angle just in case I want to use it, because I can't find some some decent wood, I'll end up using that. You I just round over the front of it. Kind of go with what you know. Let's see what we got here for weight. Okay. This whole setup here, the whole fuselage, we got a guess on the weight. It has the stringers in it. It's all set up with the filler blocks and all. Huh. Can't believe that epoxy broke loose, but it did. Any weights? Anybody got a weight guess? Yeah, it was not good. Weight guess, anybody? Type it in chat. Nope, I wish it was. Five and a half ounces. That's the way it goes. So this will be a 7-ounce fuselage. 7.5 ounce fuselage. That's all right. We'll make the target weight. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sand the taper in the tail post. Now my rudder's only 3/16, so I've got to end up with 3/16 back here. The way it is now, it's 3/8. So yep, I wish it was 4 ounces. That'd be great. Not really sanding it quite flat. That's better. I'm going to show you some things on this crutch that you need to shoot for. Now we have some extra pen lines on this, but that really doesn't matter. when you're building these, shoot for all the joints to be perfect. Everything, a lot, you know, it doesn't take much to sand it and get it straight. Wipe all the glue out of all the joints. That fits well. It'll be fine. I'm a little enamored why that epoxy joint broke loose up here on the nose ring. I want to show you this too. If you don't have one of these, you need to get one. What this is, the nose ring sander. That gives you one piece of sandpaper width between the back plate and the nose ring, and that's enough for paint. There we go. You can get those from Lee Machine. So let me put the motor back in this and show you how this fits, because I can't this was basically just an update on what I'm doing, because it's the end of the week. I don't know why I'm building this so fast, because there is no rush for me to get another airplane, but something to do. Make sure that you get your nose ring centered on the engine, like so. Make sure you get to see that. And the back plate. How you use this this sander. Yeah, let me do this. It's already been sanded, but you put it on here and you just turn it like that, sit around, watch TV. It's on the drive washer of the engine, so the fit is going to be 100% perfect. Put your back plate on there. Yeah, put the spinner back on there. I'm not going to run this heavy aluminum spinner, but these are the ones that I use to sand the nose in with, because I don't want to sand on a unobtainium Medusa spinner. We can still get these, and I have, I don't know, 6, 8 of them. But if you look here, I'll hold it up here so you can see. Let me make sure you can see. If you look here, there's about a 32nd of an inch all the way even around behind the back plate. A 32nd of an inch when you glass over all this and you paint it will end up leaving you, I don't know, probably 20 thousandths clearance. And that's plenty. I've seen a lot of guys, it doesn't run right, it's getting hot or whatever. Well, the damn spinner's rubbing the nose ring. So make sure you do that. So let's make some bulkheads, put it together. The lawn darts. You loosen this up, jiggle them down in there. Remember, if your bolts don't slip in, motor's not mounted right. You definitely don't want to drill out the ears on the engine, especially on a $500 engine. Okay, so here's the setup. Carbon tank, carbon muffler. I took the prop extension out. The nose moment is still the same. We just move the engine forward, but the tank is still back in the wing. So what did we learn there? Well, I learned that the prop extension was a ½ ounce that I really didn't need. The nose won't look exactly the same. It won't be that long taper, but it'll be fine. You know, I've done them this way before. I just kind of like that look, but it's not worth the ½ ounce because I've got to come out at 58 ounces, even with this disadvantage of a motor. So you're going to have to leave parts off. So let's clear this off. I have the line already drawn on this. This was for the Bearcat until I moved over to the other. But a line is a line. It doesn't much matter. We're going to need those. We don't need these. Might need that. Summer's over. I am bummed out. We didn't get shit for summer. Can't use this. It's the wrong shape, so. Sorry about the unpreparedness, guys, but that's what happens when you live stream. I mean, it doesn't roll like a movie because it's not edited. But boy, it's sure that editing is after I did that for a while, that's ridiculous. Okay, let's get this set up. Remember, the way that I do these things are self-aligning. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to build some triangles. Out of scrap wood. So we need some jig blocks. We're just eyeballing them. They don't have to be perfect. They'll be close enough. I need about 6, I guess. So that's 4, 5, 2 more. Now, they used to sell this thing called the Adjusto jig. That was kind of cool. I've seen some really nice fuselage jigs that are made up. I think Bob Hunt has one. I got no place to keep that shit. There's one set. This wood I'm using is just, I don't know, probably 7-pound, 1/8-inch stuff that I won't be putting in an airplane, so, you know, I save all my scraps, or try to. At the swap meet the other, I bought a $20, or it was $40 box of, well, I think we're going to need one more. Let's see, that's 2. No, that's enough. A $40 box of scrap hard balsa. It's over John's. That way, when you need to make some crap like this, you just grab a piece of that old shit and do it up. That old heavy hard stuff. Back when wood was plentiful, I'd make these out of good wood, because it was easier to cut and I'm lazy. But you can't be too lazy building the amount of airplanes that I build. If I was a good writer like Jack Sheets was, shit, I'd be rich. I'd do 1 airplane a month. I think Jack Sheets built 2 airplanes a month. When I was a kid, that guy had more airplanes. Let's see, we're going to need to make a mark on this table. This airplane is how wide here? Because I can't see through this thing, I'm just going to measure and bring a line over at the width. This thing is, you can't even see this, it's so bad. This thing is 2, it looks like, let's see, 7/8, 13/16. Oh, that ain't right. 1, 2, 2 1/2, 2 5/8, 2 13/16. So we got 2 13/16, 2 13/16. So half of that is going to be 1. Okay, we got 1, 5/8 plus 1, so it's going to be right there. This will give me a line to run parallel on. Let's make a line on the other side and make sure that it's in that grouping. And instead of trying to remeasure it, we'll just mark it over there. Okay. I don't know, can you guys see good enough? I don't know what you guys can see. So we need to be zeroed in this slot right here. Just like so. Okay. Gotta get this up under it. Paper's gotta go away. Sounds like it's gonna storm. What this does is it makes sure your fuselage is absolutely straight. So you just take these triangles here and glue them to the bench. That locks it down so it can't move. We can still lift it out, but you need 4 on the nose to hold the nose square. You know, I can do this by eye. I've done it by eye. But believe it or not, an airplane that you jig up on the table and make sure that it's perfectly straight, it does fly better with less problems. So take the time and do it right. You know, I have this time to show you how I've been doing it. So okay, now that's square with the bench. it's square with the tabletop, because you don't want the fuselage sides leaning in or out. So because you've cut these square, eyeball square or whatever, they're pretty good. So you can just eyeball this, or you can measure, whatever you care to do. Now I have a piece, I have a mold made. This is a, I could have swore I had a bottom block mold made. This is a top mold. But we're not building this airplane. I sure like to find that bottom. I know I got it here. Well, it's probably here somewhere. I might end up having to make another mold. No big deal. Probably down in my box here. Be nice to find it and set it so I didn't have to make it, but remake it. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to give it a whirl to see if I can find that mold buck. Nope. I'll just make another one. Would have been nice because I had it already made up. I could have made the fuselage the width of the other buck, but I'm not going to hold you up. So let's eyeball this. See how it goes. We want this to be right here. So glue that upright right down right there. Boy, it's humid. It must be 100% humidity right now. Here again, it's just an eyeball guess where this goes. There's really not any need to measure. Your eyes are close, believe it or not. Or mine are anyway. You know, they're within a 64th. Got to use my other hand. Right there. Oh, I got this lump on this one. Use this one. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. There we go. Oh, come on. I can always change these. After I get them set and get the bulkheads made. But I want that Continental look, and the Continental is very, very thin. Very oval. I don't like it. I don't like it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make a bulkhead, put a center line on it, and make it up from there, because it ain't going in like I want to. So where's my little ruler? This is going to be 2 inches wide. Easy enough to remember. So you want this upright to be square, so use the square and sand it straight. And measure over 2 inches. Make a mark. You know, I figured about an inch from that line on each side. And it's pretty close. Okay, so there's our first bulkhead. Now we need a height. Just whip it up there and mark it off. Use the square, make sure everything stays square. Okay, I cut those pieces ½ inch as such. So I'll see if I can find a piece of, hey, thank you Todd for the super chat. You don't know how much that helps. I hope you're a member of Stunt Hangar, the forum. I need to find a piece of sticky back 180. It's 180, but it ain't very sticky back, so we're going to have to stick it down with CA. I don't know if you guys remember, I never cut notches in ribs or in bulkheads or anything. I always sand them, never cut them. Come on. Why is the glue not sticking? Lightning. So if I get knocked out, it's because the storm that's going on. I don't know if you can hear that thunder. It's about 3,000% humidity. Okay, I'm using a piece of the spar, some 180 sandpaper glued to it, and we're going to sand the notches in it. My finger's glued to it. And if you do it this way, it will fit perfectly. Remember, everything we're doing here is about accuracy. Try to make it as... When you get a laser cut kit, everything's perfectly accurate. Well, somebody had to do that, either by hand, like I'm doing here, or at a computer. Well, I have pretty good woodworking skills, and my computer skills are in a different area, but I couldn't sit down and do a CAD drawing of anything. I could do a pencil drawing, but why bother? By the time that I do the pencil drawing, the airplane's built. Okay, 2 more. Then we got to punch the push rod hole. This is not an 1/8 inch bulkhead, it's 3/32. You don't need all that lumber. Yeah, I think we're going to lose power. Okay, it goes right. Right there. Okay, let me approve you. It's all hand done. I have to do everything. Okay, home. Smells like somebody's smoking. Todd Simpson. All right, we got you. Okay, Todd, you are approved, and there's 4,500 guys there. You can ask any question you want. Somebody will answer you. A lot of good guys. So we'll eyeball this again. I don't like it. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to change all of them. Let's see here. Anyway, you get the general drift of what I'm doing here. We've been on 45 minutes. I'm only going to run it an hour. So if there are any questions, you need to ask them now. My plug fits good, so my wing will fit good. Oh, I know why. That's why. I forgot I got 3 degrees motor offset. A little to my left to include the tail post. So what I've done here is I got my bulkhead done. We're going to break this one up because it didn't square up quite right. Wow, big thunder, big lightning. Must be getting close. Come on. I know I saw it here just a minute ago. Well, I don't know, could you guys hear that? I'm gonna have to cut some more. I need the tubing. That's what I need, is the tubing. Well, I absolutely have to clean this mess up before I scream again, because it's so out of control I can't find anything. Looking for my brass cutter tube. And I know damn well I got them here, because I used it on the wing. Nope, that ain't it. That's my spar material. Come on. That ain't it. Ah, here we go. Any closer to bit me. Okay. We know this is 2 inches wide. We're going to measure over 1 inch, make a center line mark. 2 inches exactly. Make a center line mark and cut a hole, and this mark goes on the line. Back in St. Louis, I got some different sized balsa hole punches that I bought, but you can just use brass, skive the tubing like I've shown you a dozen times. Comes the rain. Remember, if I ever see you out at the field and you happen to crash, yeah, I know, it's supposed to snow. Shit, it was 122 in Palm Springs the other day. Global warming. Summer is over. There it is. Pull that to the center line. We had to remove these things. And we're not going to glue these formers in until I'm absolutely sure this thing is straight. Because you lock that up, you're done. Okay, the center line of this is on the center line of the drawing, or the table. It's parallel with my line, even though it's not on the line, because this setup was for the Bearcat jig. I only run 3 formers back here. Why is this thing so goofy? There's got to be a reason. It's got to be up there in the front. I'm going to have to take that motor out and make sure that we're right on the center line. We're on the center line here. We might be a thousandth or so off. Yep, take the motor back out. If it's not right, make it right, because if it ain't straight, they don't fly very good. In and out, in and out. It looks close. But back there I'm about a 64th off from the tail post mating, which is, I mean, I could just glue it together and sand it off and it would be fine. But I have a lot of time, so why not make it perfect? Gotta knock this back plate off. The hole's not quite big enough. That's how it broke loose last time. I'm gonna have to drill that out. Okay, next size drill bit up. I think I had the nose cocked off by a few thousandths or whatever, and that's why the post is not mating correctly. Because I know that this is square. One, two, three. I'll leave this when I go here in a few minutes. I'll leave this set exactly where it is, and when we come back we'll leave where we left off, but the video will be named something different. Yeah, see, it's pretty damn close. It's over, needs to go over that way just a smidge. I had to move it over 64th. Let's see how that operates right there. Tack weld it to the bench. Okay, let's see if this tail post meets up a little better. This is on the center line, I know for sure. It's a little off. It's a little, but we'll just live with it. Remember, before gluing anything on this, you want to make sure that it's as straight as it's going to get. So this is not glued in, and we can move this around wherever we need to be, and this is not glued down, it's just kind of jigged where it is. So we got 3 degrees motor offset. That's what was holding me up. I had the nose ring up against the edge of the bench, and the fuselage is being pulled out of square. If I go that direction a couple thousandths, that will straighten that up. Break this off. Come on. I don't think they're making the glue as good as it used to be. Okay, let's try that. Center line, center line. Come on, glue down. Get the kicker out. So we're on the center line there, the center line at the nose, the center line here. We've got to pull this to the center line. We're still a couple thousandths out, but we'll live with it. That's sight down the way. Looks pretty straight. We're probably 1/64 of an inch out from mating the tail post exactly. I guess when I get this next one in, we'll see what happens. I want to, let's see, the tail moment is right here. You gotta have one at the leading edge of the stabilizer. If you have it at the leading edge of the stabilizer and it goes from the bottom block all the way to the top block and the leading edge of the stabilizer is touching it, that stops the stabilizer from fluttering. Otherwise, there's a lot of twist in it. You're trying to make everything monocoque and making an eggshell, and there's nothing stronger in nature than the egg. I defy you to take an egg like that end to end and squash it. You can't. Okay, let's measure our tail moment. We'll make a mark and then measure over. Then I'll split the difference. I think we might end up making another one for here because I think it needs to go up here at the trailing edge. But I got plenty of time. Okay, I'm going to have a 16 1/4 inch tail moment. What? Yep, 16 1/4. That's all I'm gonna use. So I need my ruler. So I need to make a bulkhead for here, and 16 1/4. Yeah, that looks right. Let me measure this one. We'll make it 16. Yeah, better make it 16 1/4. And because I'm going to run ball lengths, I have to leave it a little wide back here, which I really don't like because it really detracts from the continental style look. But we got to live with what we got. So that is the trailing edge. We're going to come forward 4 inches from that. That is the leading edge, and that's where that needs to go. That bulkhead needs to go right here. L-E-T-E. This is T-E. Back in the old days, they used to measure all right, good. So we might see it next week. I'm really curious. Jim and my buddies are really curious, and we're going to make an order if it's good stuff. Well, guys, I think I'm going to get off here, eat dinner, because this is an early night for me. I have to go to work tomorrow. This is what was completed over the Labor Day weekend. The complete fuselage sides. In the coming weeks, I'll be doing the mold buck for the bottom of this. I'm going to use a block on the top and hollow it out. I have one decent block left, because no matter what, you can, when you're doing this type of airplane where there's no turtle deck, you can't, I don't care, I haven't seen anybody mold one as nice as you can carve one. So I'm going to carve the top and mold the bottom. I will show you how I do that. I'm also going to make this airplane with a pipe tunnel, so that just in case that I'm not happy with the muffler, I can do the surgery and put a pipe in it and pull it around. But I think I'll be fine as long as I can keep the weight down. Any questions before I sign off? Anything you'd like to see? Remember, everybody, you got to get you one of these tools here. It's a nose ring sander, and it makes the nose ring perfect. All right, I suppose there's no questions or anything. We'll see you tomorrow night. Till then, fair winds, tight lines. See ya. Oh, man. Need to get that image up. Transition.